medical professional before participating in any activities offered by Chronically Awesome. Never rely on our content in place of seeking professional medical advice. By using this video, you agree that you are voluntarily using or acting upon our content. You also agree that, save where Chronically Awesome is at fault, your use of or acting upon the content is at your own risk, including but not limited to all risk to yourself of harm, injury or illness, and in particular any harm, injury or illness resulting from overexertion or exacerbation of any medical conditions caused by the use of the content. Always remember that if you experience pain while using or acting upon our content, stop and consult your doctor or medical professional. Always warm up before a class and warm down after. You do not need to complete an entire class. You can always start with a short section and build up to completing a full class over time. Pace yourself and listen to your body. Most of all, have fun. Exercise should be empowering and make you feel good. If it's not fun, try a different style of class until you find something you enjoy.
Hi, it's Faye from Chronically Awesome. Today we're going to do bar and you'll need a support, such as your kitchen top or back of a chair. So get that ready and I'll see you at the bar. So focusing on our posture before we begin, slide your shoulders down your back, quieten the rib cage and draw your tummy button in and up. Again, we're going to keep our shoulders stacked on top of the hips. So when we bend and stretch, those shoulders stay stacked. So from the side, you're going to look like this. Shoulders stacked on top of the hips, no matter where we are. Okay, good. We're ready to go. So first position. A light touch on your bar, and we'll start with 8 pliés in first position. Knees over toes. 1. Stretch. Good. That's 3. Shoulders down. And 5. 6. 7. Last one. 8. Rises. Pop and drop. Good. Feel the resistance now through the feet. Stretching those legs. Good. Last 2. Last one. Hold it here. Squeeze those heels together. Now you're going to keep those heels touching throughout, and I'd like you to imagine there's a wall behind you. And when we bend and stretch this time, I want you to imagine your back going down and up along that wall. So if we tilted forward, we'd fall over. So sliding up and down that wall, plie. Stretch, good. Squeeze your heels together, and 3. Good. 4, knees over toes. That's it. 6 and 7. Last one. Hold it. You are going to pulse. 2, 3, 4. Just little bitty movements here. Good. Firing up those quads and the glutes. And you 2 and 1 from the top. Let's plie. Squeeze. Press. Good. That's 5 and 6. Knees over toes. 7. Last one. Hold it. Here you're going to pulse. 2, 3. Good. Up and down about an inch. Just a light grip on that bar, remember. And 3 and 2. Last one. Squeeze. Now if you want to, take a balance here. You could remove your arm from your hip, take it to first position, opposite your tummy button. And if you're feeling really brave, you might want to bring your other arm out first as well. Good. Hold it here, squeeze, and release. Lower. Good. So shake your legs out. That's the start of your bar series. Bring your outside leg to the inside glute. Okay, so you're stretching the side of your quad here. Now, if this is too much for balance, you could just turn towards your chair or the wall and help yourself there. Okay, good. Keep that tummy in. And release. Second leg. So, the back leg now goes to the opposite bottom cheek, squeezing in, stretching out that quad. Okay, good. So remember, you can take a balance or you can use your support if you prefer. Fantastic, good. Release that leg. 2 hands on the bar, take one leg and place it on top of the other. So the heel's on top of the thigh, just above the knee. Let that tailbone stretch away from you, trying to keep a flat back, chin in line with spine. And you're pulling away from that stretch. Really sit into the stretch so that you're releasing the outer glute and the lower back. Breathe. Enjoy that stretch, you've really deserved it after that series there, well done. Slowly recover, release and second leg, so lifting it up, place it on top of the other, thigh, bottom right back, feeling and stretching along, keeping that back long and straight. And as you breathe, imagine the breath going to your lower back, releasing the tension, stretching out those outer glutes. Good. And release. Excellent. Give your legs a little shake. And we're going to keep facing this way now for our parallel arabesque series. Okay, so parallel. Your feet, your knees, your hips and shoulders are square towards your support, your bar. Okay, we're going to take a nice bend at the knees, place our hands onto our bar and tilt slightly forward from the hips. Using our right leg first, we're going to extend it behind us, wrap your right hip to the floor and lift that leg and lower. Good, again, lift, lower. Squeeze that right glute to lift the leg, lift, lower. Now I'm not looking for a really high leg, I'm looking for control and good form, good alignment, so keeping your nose in line with spine. Last 2, last 1, hold it here, let's pulse. 2, 3, good, keep this right hip shining to the ground, just little movements and squeezing that right glute. That's 3, 2, 1, bend at the knee. You're going to bring your toe up to the ceiling and down, up, down. So here you're using your hamstring and your right glute to lift that leg. Good. Last 2 and last 1. Fantastic. Extend the leg behind you, bring it to the floor and back underneath yourself. Fantastic. We're going to go straight onto the left. If you feel like you need a rest here, that's absolutely fine. You could sit on your chair and bring your right leg on top of the left in a sitting position. Otherwise, we're going to go straight onto our parallel arabesque on the left hand side. Okay, so 2 hands on the bar, soften the knees, tilt forward from the hips, draw that tummy in, your abs wrap around you. Extend your left leg back, right, left hip to the floor, and we lift. Lower, lift, lower. Remember not throwing that leg up high, not looking for a super high leg here, just nice and controlled. Last 2, last 1, hold it here. We're going to pulse. 2, 3. So you're finding that inch up and down, squeezing that left glute to bring your leg higher. Last 2 and 1. Good. Bend at the knee. As though I have a string from your toe to the ceiling, we're going to pulse it up. And 2. Good. 3. Tummy's tight. Squeeze. Nose in line, spine. Last 2. Last 1. Good. Extend your leg right behind you. Bring it gracefully down to the floor and under your body. Good. Okay, so we'll all take that sit down crossover stretch now. So sitting down on your chair, we'll start off with our right, bring it on top of the left, and push your right knee down toward the floor. Again, just releasing that outer glute, and you can tilt forward to increase that stretch. As you breathe, send the energy down to the lower back. Releasing the tension. When you're ready, slowly bring your right leg to the floor and your left. Up. Remember, you can push onto your knee if you like to extend the stretch. Tilt forward if it feels good. And breathe into that lower back, releasing the tension. Lovely. Slowly bring your shoulders on top of the hips again and bring your left leg down. Good. Drop your head down toward your chest, curve your shoulders, make a C curve in your back here. Just stretching out that back. Good. And then back to center. So rock your pelvis back to neutral and lift that head up. And we're going to do that one more time. So drop the chin down toward the chest, curve the shoulders, upper back and lower. Creating a C curve here. Draw your abs in. And gently rock back to center. Chin's the last thing to come up. Shoulder rotation up, back and around and forward, up and forward. Good. Good, so let's go down to the mat. Place your forearms on the mat. Lovely. And stretch your legs out in front of you. Now careful we haven't slumped into the ground. Push away from the floor. Beautiful. Externally rotate those legs and place your right leg on top of the other. You'll notice my legs and feet are stretched. We're going to do some Grombat-mons. So our legs are going to go up like a rocket, down like a feather. And we're going to do 4 of these. Good, nice and controlled. Just creating some space in those legs. Good. Now we're going to twist forward, placing your forearm on the floor, bending your underneath leg and lift up away from the ground. Now you can place your hand on your hip here if you wish, or you can bring your arm out and then thread it under. Out and thread. Now if you can, follow your arm movement with your eyes and we're twisting from our waist. Good. Twice more. Out and in. Last one. Out and in. Very good. Place your hand onto your hip, dropping down toward the mat and over to our forearms. This time left on top of right. Grombat-mons. 4 and 3. Good. That's 2. Keep away from the mat with your upper body. Good. Twisting now towards the other side. Bend the underneath leg onto your forearm here. Lift up from the hips. Now you can place your hand on your hip and hold it, or you can add an arm with me. So lifting up and then thread it through. Twist. Good. Activate those side abs. 3 more. 2 more. And last one. Good. Hand to the hip. Drop down toward the mat. Onto your forearms, lovely, and roll back onto the mat. So, draw your knees into your chest, 1 and 2. Hug your knees as close to your upper body as you can. Give them a nice squeeze there. Releasing the tension from the back and the glutes. Place your hands on top of your knees and we're going to open those hips and take the knees outward circles 8 times. And you can do this in your own time. Good. So we're heading towards our cool down now, which you thoroughly deserve after working so hard. Good. Once you've taken those 8 circles, hug your knees in a little tighter if you can. And place your left foot onto the floor. Your right knee is hugging into the chest one more time before we developate, extend the leg up towards the sky. Use your hands here to guide your leg. Now, if you can't completely stretch your leg, that's absolutely fine. It can just be a little bend here, whatever feels comfortable for you and your body today. Fantastic. Let's switch our legs. So bend your knee into the chest before we switch over to our left. So right foot on the floor, left knee right in close to the upper body before we definitely extend. Now remember, it doesn't matter if you don't achieve a straight leg here or here. You can have a nice slight bend there, whichever feels good for you today. And pull it closer if you can with those arms before we bend in. Good, and replace that foot to the floor. Drop your knees over to the side. Let your hip come off the floor and the side of your body. And bring your hands to the ground and push. Slowly bringing yourself off the mat into sitting. So really we can do that in whichever way we feel comfortable, nice and slowly, into a cross-legged position. Okay, so sitting in a cross-legged position or wherever you find comfortable, so your legs might be a bit more open or in fact stretch out in front of you, whatever feels right for you today. So I'm going to take my legs crossed and we're going to focus on our posture. So lifting out of the crown of your head and down through your tailbone. So we're really finding space between each vertebrae. Beautiful. Place your hands either side of your body and we're going to take a side stretch. So focusing on your core one more time. Draw that tummy in and up and gently slide across, keeping your shoulders stacked on top of each other. Just finding a nice stretch on the side of your body. Really melt into that stretch. Beautiful. And recover. Good. And gently up and over to the other side. Feel that stretch on the side of your body. Just melting to wherever feels good for you. 2 sits bones on the mat. And center. Good. Shoulder rotation up, back, and round. This time forward, up, and forward. Good. Placing our hands onto our knees. One leg stretching out in front of the other. And the one that's bent is going to come into a passive position, so foot as close as you can to your pelvis here. Stretching your leg and your foot. We're going to breathe in. Exhale, slide over that leg, tuck your head away. Good. Try and keep your knee on the ground and shining up to the ceiling if you can. Shoulders are away from the ears. And breathe into the lower back. On each exhale, see if we can melt toward that leg a little bit more. And on this last exhale, slowly slide your hands up towards your hips. And your chin will be the last thing to come up. Good. Moving this stretched leg out to the side in second position. Breathing in and out. So that might feel a comfortable enough stretch for you today, or you might want to slide your arm along your leg. Keeping your foot stretched if you can, and again knee pointing toward the ceiling. Shoulders are stacked on top of each other and tummies engaged. Slide that arm back toward the hip. Good. Bring this leg in towards each other and then out. So one leg in passe, one leg devant, which is straight in front of your hip. And we're going to inhale, exhale, slide along that leg, tucking your head in. Shoulders away from the ears. With each exhale, see if you can get a little closer to the leg. Good. And this time we're going to slide our hands up toward the hips. Chin's the last thing to come up. Open this leg out now to second position. Bring this foot nice and close to sits bones on the floor. So I'll let you choose whether you sit here and focus just on posture, or you can continue focusing on posture and add a side stretch. Good. If you have taken the side stretch option, make sure your shoulders are stacked. Make sure this shoulder hasn't hunched forward. Nice open chest. And slide that band up toward the hip. And we'll sit back in our cross-legged or comfortable position for you. Hands on the knees. Good. So thanks guys for joining me. I hope you enjoyed that introduction to Barre and you're feeling good.